Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to send data from a custom native iOS or Android view to Expo React Native side. Now some of you might be thinking why we want to do that. So suppose if I'm creating I'm trying to create a camera native Android component. So for Android we will use something like Camera X, and for iOS we will use something called AV Foundation. I know there are third-party plugins available for this, but suppose you are trying to do this. Now once a photo has been clicked from your native component of camera, you want to send that image URI back to React Native side for some kind of processing or displaying of that image. Okay, so in this particular case, sending data from native view to React Native side is an important concept and we should know about this. I have already done it for custom business logic views, when we try to write only business logic. These are not custom views, just your native modules. For that I have already done this, but this is for custom views. So how we can send data, mostly in form of event handlers. That's what I'm trying to do. So first we'll have to create an Expo project, and there are multiple templates for this. I will be using this blank TypeScript template because it is easy to get started and there is less boilerplate code. So I will just copy this particular command, and I just go to your workspace directory and just paste this command. You can use other templates as well if you want to. Now it will ask us for our project name. Give whatever project name you feel like. So I will just give it as my app. Click enter. Now it will install all the npm modules for us. I will quickly open that just to show it to you. So this is our project, right? Now we want to write custom native components. For that we need to create the Android and iOS folder. So here you can see we don't have that Android and iOS folder, so we need to create that. So for that you will have to go to this particular URL which you see. I'll just copy that and open it in new tab. So this is the URL. Now first I'll select the Android device. Here we'll have to select development build, and I have disabled EES. Select your operating system. I am on Mac OS. I have already done this. Install Watchman. I have installed this Cas Zulu. I have set Java Home. I have already installed Android Studio as well. If you haven't done all these steps, you will have to do it. So I have already done all the steps which have been mentioned. I have also done this. I have also done this as well. Then we just have to copy this particular command. So I'll just copy this, and we just have to cd to our app. So I will just do that and then paste it over here. This will install more npm dependencies for us. We don't really have to understand, that's fine. Then once that command is done, we'll have to run this command. So this command will actually create an Android folder for us inside our project. So that command is finished. Now I'll run this command. So this will ask me for an package name. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter. Typically a package name is like com.your-company-name.your-app name. So yeah, now it will do some Gradle syncing. This will take a bit of time, so be patient. Now at the very end it will throw an error for me. So here you can see it is throwing an error because I haven't created an Android emulator. I tried to run my output on real Android device. I haven't connected my Android device to my Mac OS yet. That's why it is not able to find, and it is throwing me an error, which is fine. I don't want to run the app right now. So yeah, ignore it. Then we have to select iOS. Okay, and I have already installed Xcode, command line tools and all that. Also install this. We have already ran this command, so we don't need to run it again. Then for iOS we just have to run this particular command. So I'll just paste it over here. Again it will ask us for our bundle identifier. I'll just click enter, change it to whatever you feel like. Now this CocoaPod installation will take a little bit of time, so be patient. Once that is done, I'll come back. Okay, so once the CocoaPod installation is done, I see something like this asking me to run it on my device. I don't want to run it now. I will just do Control C. Once that is done, the next thing is we have to create our own native module. So for that you can go through this particular documentation which I'm just showing it to you. Just go through this documentation. I don't want to get into that, but to create a native module, all you have to do is just copy this particular command. This is given in the documentation as well. So over here I will just paste it over here. Now again it will ask you for some questions like what is the module name and everything. I'll just click on enter because I don't want to change anything. If you want, you can change it. So again it will download some npm dependencies for us. Once that is done, for iOS we again have to do this pod install as well. We don't have to do anything for Android. So but for iOS, just run this particular command. Okay, so this is done. Now just to let you know, I have just created one practice project as well. From that I will be copying a lot of code because it's very difficult for me to remember everything. So first I will open this app.tsx file, and I will open this app.tsx of my project as well. Okay, I'll just open it on the right hand side, and this is from my practice project. So first we are including our module view. So if you have named your module something different, you will have to change the import as well. If you go to your modules folder, here you can see inside the Android folder src Java, here is your module view. Same thing for iOS as well, here you can see your module view. So we just have to import that particular thing, so that's what I'm importing. Okay, here, and I am also taking this use state from React as well, because whatever data we get from that native component, I'm just displaying it inside on the React native side as well. That's why I've taken this. So here I'm just creating this particular message. Okay, and here this is how we will get the data from native side. So I'm just creating this particular thing. This will be our module view, which takes a name props, and it has this on button press. So basically I will create a button on native side. Instead of button, you can create anything, and once the button is pressed on the native side, I am sending this particular callback call on button pressed, and which will send some data which we are handling over here, and whatever message we get, we just assign it to this set message variable. So I will just add this particular thing as well as this, and I will just close this for now, close this as well, and I will just remove this text, and here we will add our module view. Okay, and here you can see it is telling that on button pressed it is giving me an error. That is fine. So this name prop is defined by default. So if you go to your module index.ts, no, go to src my modules.types.ts, here you can see the name prop is present by default. Now along with this name prop, we have to add this on button press, right? So again, I'll just go to my practice project, my module src my modules.types.ts, and we just have to copy this particular thing. Okay, so I'll just paste it over here. Now same thing we will have to use it on a native side as well. Now if you go to app.tsx, you can see that error is gone, but we get an error on style because it does not understand the React native style. So for that, you can just add this ampersand view props, sorry, ampersand view props. Okay, and import it from React native as well. Now if you see, all the error from app.tsx are gone. So on the native side, like I told you, I will just create a simple button, but instead of button, you can create whatever you feel like. So I will just go to the Android folder, src main Java Expo modules. Again, this is my practice project. I'll just open these two files, and I'll close everything. So firstly, we'll have to go to this mymodule.kt inside Android src Java mymodule.kt, and here you can see if you go to our project, we see something like this props, right? But we want to send this props to this mymoduleView.kt file. So for that, I'll just copy this. So firstly, we have to copy that event which we have created. Okay, so I will just come to our view. So this is our module view class file inside our module.kt. We just first have to define that. Okay, you can improve the indentation if you want to, and once we receive the name prop, we will have to create this method called set name inside our my module view file. So for now, I'm just calling it like this. Instead of set name, you can do whatever you feel like. So what I'm basically doing, whatever name you are passing it from React native side, we are sending it to native side, and from native side we will just add hello to that name and send that particular data back to React native side. Let me check whether I need to add anything else. So yeah, that's it. So this is my module.kt file. You just have to add this events, whatever event you have named it inside your src this my modules.type.ts. So we have added on button press. That's what I'm adding it over here. We are getting the name prop as well, for which we will just have to call this set name method. Okay, now we have to open this my module view.kt. Now I will just go to my practice project and copy everything. and paste it over here. So basically don't copy my package name because your package name will be different. So whatever package name you have by default, keep it as it is. These are all the imports for context button, app context, event dispatcher, as well as our Expo view. And here we are just creating this button event dispatcher, and we are sending the data like this. So if you remember, inside app.tsx we will get this particular message, right? So that's what we get it over here. So this name and this name, whatever you have defined over here, is very important. So basically we are creating that event dispatcher, and here we are initializing our button, and on click adding it to our view, adding some text to our button, and on click of the button we just call this event dispatcher, and we send message saying that hello, whatever username you have passed. And here this is our set name method which we were calling from our mymodule.kt file. So yeah, that's it on the native Android side. Pretty simple. Now for iOS, I'll just close this and this. We have to do similar thing for iOS as well. Go to iOS, mymodule.swift file. So I'll just go to my practice project. I'll open those files. iOS, these two files I need to open. I'll just open those. Firstly, we'll have to copy this event, as well as this particular thing is already present, but we just have to call this view.load name. So we'll have to define this load name, which I will show you shortly. So I'll just copy this particular thing for now, and I will go to my module.swift of our project and paste it over here. Then we also have to define our event handler, right? So I'll just copy this, I'll just close this now, and I'll paste it inside our view. So yeah, that's it. Next you will have to just open this my module view.swift file as well, and again basically I'll just copy everything and then I'll explain it to you. So I've just copied everything, I'll paste it over here. So here you can see we are creating a variable for username. This is our event dispatcher. Here we create a UI button, we set some title to it, set some title color as well, background color as well, add it to our view, add some click listener to it. So once it is clicked, this particular method will get called, and here we override this layout sub views. So whatever style view you have set it on React Native side, the button will occupy the same style. And this load name, which we were calling it from my module view, we are just created that method, and we just assign it to our username variable. And on button click, we just call this on button pressed event dispatcher. We send our message and we pass hello, whatever is the username which you have passed. Now I will just run the application and show you guys the output. Now this will again take a little bit of time, so once the simulator is ready for me, I'll just show you guys the output. Okay guys, sorry, I made two mistakes. Firstly, over here this should be name. If you want, you can keep this as prop, then here also you will have to use prop, but I think for my understanding I will change this as name. Also you will have for inside module.kt file, so this one same thing we will have to do inside module.swift file as well. For iOS, this should be name as well. Yeah, so here is the output for iOS. Now if I just click on this click me button, here you can see I'm getting hello nobody. So yeah, that's it for iOS. So here is the output for Android. I will just dismiss this modal, and here you can see this is the click me button, and if I click on it, I get to see hello nobody. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.